Cartoon recaps here. Today I will be recapping the animation movie called Gantz. Spoilers ahead, relax and enjoy. The movie begins with a boy called Masaru. He was going home to celebrate his little brother's birthday. Suddenly, there was an attack in the subway station. Masaru goes to help out, but ended up stabbed with a knife by a mysterious killer. Masaru wakes up, and surprisingly finds himself still alive, in a strange empty room. A kind man clears out his curiosity, by explaining to him that everyone in this room are dead. That their lives now depends on a black ball in front of them. Now the only way to survive, is to accomplish any task, given by the black ball. Instantly, the black ball activates, and gives them a mission to kill a monster called the Terrorizing. The screen didn't say much. It just told them the monster must be killed, within the time limit. As the time started to count, they were immediately transported, into the street of the city. The whole place is already destroyed, and full of dead bodies. Suddenly, a monster started to head towards them. Suzuki hurries to shoot, but the target wasn't stable, due to the distance between him and the monster. Ichiro then comes out when the monster was really close, and pulls the trigger. In a few seconds, the monster dies from his shot. Masaru is so freaked out about the monsters, but Suzuki tells him to put himself together. He explains to Masaru, that they are like in a game, and in order to survive, they must kill any monster they encounter. During their conversation, they hear a beeping sound, indicating that there are more monsters, approaching them. Before they could do anything, all the monster spots them, and started to chase after them. Reika and Suzuki are captured by the monsters. Masaru goes back to help, by attempting to shoot at the monster. But unfortunately, he doesn't know how to use the gun. The giant head monster is furious, and smashes Masaru to the ground, but luckily for him, the suit defense is really good, that he didn't get harmed in any way. Shockingly, a shot comes from nowhere, killing the giant head monster. Masaru gets confused, and to his surprise, he sees another team like them, wearing the same suits. They were the most dominant group, in the surface of the earth. The group makes fun of Masaru's group, because they are just a combination of losers. They hear another beeping sound, indicating that more monsters are heading their direction. But this is no threat to the other team, because they are experts in the game. This team battles with the monster with their advanced weapons, and in few seconds, they killed all the monsters. Masaru is envious at this team advanced weapons, making Suzuki to explain to him, that every monster they kill, they get points for that. If they get up to 100 points, 3 choices as a bonus, will be given to that person. Which includes, getting advanced weapons, or you can choose to resurrect a dead teammate, or you can choose to live the game, with your memories wiped out. Masaru spots monsters attacking some civilians, and wants to go help them out, but the old man stops him, advising him not to risk his life for those monsters. Their main goal is just to kill the boss monster, so they can get their bonuses. Masaru doesn't listen, and goes fight the monsters. He tries to shoot, but misses the target. The monster suddenly started to attack him with speed, which makes him to unconsciously activate the battlesuit mode. After a long struggle, he is able to grab a gun, and at a closer range, he successfully kills the monster. Masaru's bravery act gets the attention of a big broad team member, Luna. Her team is above the 2 other teams. She gives Masaru an introduction of every member in the big board team. Starting from George, who has won 100.3 times, Jack is ranked 2nd place on the team, and also has won a lot of points. While the leader of the team is called Gantz, who has won the game 7 times, and has never failed. For now, he hiding in every areas of the city. Suddenly a giant monster appears, and that was when we see Gantz for the first time, controlling a gigantic mech suit. Gantz appears in the battle, to fight the giant monster, while Masaru and the others watch to their amazement. Suddenly, Masaru and the others are apprehended by soldiers, who thinks they murderers. As Masaru is trying to give an explanation to the soldiers, a giant devil-like monster, with 2 wings appears in front of them. The soldiers quickly turned around, and started to shoot at it, but the body is as hard as a stone, and the bullet isn't penetrating. All the soldiers are killed by the monster. Luna and the others are able to make a distraction, making Masaru to successfully tie a rope to the monster's body. But unfortunately, the rope isn't strong enough, to hold off the gigantic beast. As they are about to be killed, the big broad team members arrives to kill the monster, so they can earn points. Among them is George, thinking it's an ordinary monster, goes to kill it reluctantly. But to his surprise, the monster survived a shot from his advanced gun. George started to shoot the monster repeatedly, but it keeps coming back to life. Unfortunately, this wasn't any ordinary monster. The monster grabs George, who manages to kill the monster, but he also died from the squeeze of the monster. This surprises George's teammate, Jack. We finally see Terrorizing for the first time, who is the boss monster in the game. Masaru couldn't believe the size of the boss monster. Quickly, Jack attacks the monster with a sword, cutting it into several pieces, but the monster still didn't die. The monster started to show its full potentials, as Jack kept on trying to kill the monster, but Terrorizing easily dodged all his blows. Realizing how the monster is teasing him, Jack furiously activates his battle suit mode, and tries to suffocate the monster to death. But Terrorizing transforms himself into a giant female body, and killed Jack instantly. As they are about to be killed, Ichiro comes from behind and killed the monster. But unfortunately, the battle has only just started, as the monster still didn't die. Terrorizing transforms into its third form, a bigger monster, with a Goto-like face. In the process, Ichiro's arm is ripped off. We see Gantz for the second time, in his giant mech suit, appearing to challenge the boss monster into a fight. It was really a fierce battle between the both giants, but Terrorizing manages to subdue Gantz with one final punch. But the fight wasn't over, as it's only his giant mech suit that was destroyed. Instantly, we see Gantz appeared on the gigantic monster head, with a smaller mech suit, who started to slash the body parts of the monster into pieces. Gantz is the most powerful human on Earth, and the fate of the world relies on his shoulders. During their battle, Gantz runs towards the monster in speed, and takes advantage of his mech suit, tearing up the body parts, and finishing it off with his advanced weapon. Gantz knows it's not yet over, as he has only just killed the third form of the monster. Terrorizing wakes up again, but this time, he transforms into a muscular-shaped monster. Gantz goes to attack it, but his blows towards the monster was totally useless, as its body heals quickly from any injury sustained. Before any more attacks, Terrorizing punches Gantz's face, pulling out the mech mask. As the monster was about to finish him off, Gantz releases a gas out of his body, and quickly gets behind, piercing Terrorizing with a sword. Gantz tells Masaru and his team not to be too excited, as the monster will still come back to life, in its final form. But this time, it will be more deadly, and dangerous. He leaves them because he is out of weapon to engage in a battle with the monster. Suddenly, Terrorizing transforms into its final form, in a skeletal shape. Masaru goes to fight the monster, but the monster didn't take him seriously, as it was reserving its strength to fight Gantz. Immediately Terrorizing jumps into the sky, to find Gantz. Quickly, Masaru and the rest started to discuss on their plans on killing Terrorizing. Soon enough, Terrorizing appears in front of Masaru, with the head of Gantz in his hand, making Masaru really terrified. Terrorizing suddenly placed his hand on Masaru's head, calling himself a god, and no one can defeat him. Immediately, Masaru's team started to shoot at the monster from the rooftop, according to their plan. As Masaru quickly runs to grab a gun to assist, Terrorizing suddenly brings out lasers from his eye, and blows up Masaru in the process, ripping out his two legs. As another laser is about to finish him off, Luna quickly puts her body in the way, to protect Masaru. Looking at the dead Luna, Masaru becomes really outraged, and picks up Gantz's advanced gun on the ground, and started to shoot at the monster repeatedly, until Terrorizing finally died. Instantly, everyone in Masaru's team is brought back to the empty room alive, and Masaru is given 100 points for killing the boss monster. 3 bonuses are given to him. Instead of choosing to live the game, he chose to bring back his lover Luna, back to life. And that was how the movie ended. Thank you for watching, guys. If you love animation movies, please subscribe to this channel. And keep watching. Bye.